Today I'm at a Steinway B, needs a tuning, and it's missing string number 10 right there. I've got the replacement from Mapes, who is actually the official supplier of Steinway strings. I've already backed the pin out a turn and a half, this one here. See if you can see the angle there. Focus. Yeah. I can't really see how far it's out. Here's the assortment of tools, everything from pliers, alligator clips, string coilers, lifters, string hooks, hammers. This is my favorite string cutter, the Zuron. You can't see it. It's definitely first really good to do a dry fit of the string before you do anything, just to make sure it fits. Let's do that. For good measure, definitely wash your hands. This is untreated copper. Let's keep it clean. Over here on this side, we have to make sure we follow the pattern of the felt over, under again, so we'll go over this time. Here's the fit. It's actually a little short, but I think it'll get close. It's a bicord, so you do want them to be the same. You can see these are not exactly perfect. Right there in the center, they're really not exactly uniform. So as long as we get close, boy, it'd be nice if it matched these other ones where the right string overshoots. Let's see, let's get it on. Here I've got an alligator clip to hold on to the string. You want to put it in front this way, so it really holds this down. Over here on the coil end, we want to match the coils that are here. That one right there in the center of the screen is the closest that you can see this one. The neighbor, these are really hard to film. The neighbor there, you see it's got like 3.5 windings, something like that. That's what we're going for. That's usually about 3.5 fingers on my hand, you know, that plus a little bit. So that's what we'll shoot for. The pin is way towards the back. I'm going to reach my hand in, really pull the pin, yank on the string, and then we'll do the best we can with the cut. This is a Scortino coil maker. If you don't have one, these are super awesome. You can disassemble a bit and make single strung knots and ties. So definitely get one of these. Pair it with the pin. So, got to make sure that the pin has a little bit of space above the bearing screw. This is always a bit difficult because of where we are. If I let the string go in the back, it can flop around. So I just do it here, a nice sharp hit at the front. Make sure it goes under to there. That should be good. Use our flathead. Watch out not to cut your finger. I use the pin here to pry it off rather than slipping it down and just doing it freely. And the pin has already been backed out. The hole is not really in the right place. So we'll go out more, put the hole this way. Right now it's way over there. Something like that. That's what I was saying about the hole. The hole is here facing that way. You can face a little bit more this way, but you don't want it on the other side or on the back. My coil, you see it comes around the front. So when I put it on, the hole in the becket are in the same place. So we get it on with some pliers, squeeze it a whole bunch, trying to keep it on. And at first, use your coil lifter very gently. In fact, sometimes I even just use this part to push down the front, just to be sure it's not going to jump up above the other coils. Base seams like this are so thick that if the coils get wrapped the wrong way, man, it is so hard to get them back to the way they're supposed to be. A little pull, little turn, little squeeze, little pull, little turn, a little squeeze, squeezing the becket. You just want to make sure it's as tight as possible. Now, as the string tension starts to come up, you want to step on the damper pedal. So that the damper doesn't get chewed up by it. I'm looking down that way towards the bridge pins, make sure everything's still on, which it is. But at this point, while we're still a bit less, pretty floppy, we're gonna twist the string. Over here we want to give this twist, just one twisting in the direction of the winding. You can see the winding is coming towards us, so we're gonna twist this way. I don't know if I can put this on camera, I'll try. Always got to be careful working back here. In fact, I'm going to get the round nose pliers. I'm going to put this packaging here just in case something goes wrong. It's not even close to being loose enough. Pull it out of the bridge pins somehow. There we go. And we're off. I'm going to give it half of a turn because I know this string is right on the verge of just being impossible to work, so we're not going to try to do a turn and a half, no. Okay, we've got our twist, so now we'll do the same thing like before. A little tune, a little lift, ooh, a little squeeze. Little tune, little lift, little squeeze. So this is how you get it to look like factory string. They do it all day. I do one of these every once in a while. Nice. Before I start the tuning, I'm going to use the coil setter here to gently push the coils together. Get about half of the hole showing. See if you can see that. Nope. Let me go the other way. Alright, so this one, that's my coil, nice and neat. You can see on this side, or can you? Yeah. See about half of the hole is showing out. That's always good. Do the same thing with the hitch pin, gently. You don't want to chip the paint. There we go. And a little bit here. Very gently. So this is the Dominino string hook. I'm going to use it just to gently pull on the wire, just to get it used to this spot. A little push, push down a little bit. There's all kinds of curvature here. We don't want to dent the wood, so we're going to be gentle. There is a slot at the end of this, so it will stay on the string as long as I'm careful. Make sure you don't scuff up the top of the bridge. There we go. That noise was not anything. I just coincided with me saying there you go. Do something similar over here. Just gently, this is not to level the strings. Just gently, a little push. I'm going both ways here, just to really straighten it out. Not too aggressive, just a little bit. I want this string to settle sooner than later, otherwise I have to come back like 10 times. Bass strings take a while to settle. They don't go out as far out of tune, but they constantly go out of tune. There's a weird noise here. It stops up here. So either there's something in there, or probably the end of the keyframe here is up. This is loose. Oh, let's just open it up and inspect. Yeah, so it's this. Solid. Not solid. But the block is screwed in completely, which means that the cheek block plate is oversized. I'm not going to be able to do anything about that today because I'd have to replace it with a new one, which I don't have, so let's at least deal with the glides. So for anybody wondering about when to file your hammers, this is a good example of when. You can see they are just chewed up. Here we're into the capo section, you know, like the 5th octave, 6th octave, even into the very high end, super flat. So what happens to these is after I file off everything below there, you end up with a much smaller hammer. I'm sure you can kind of imagine filing off all this. Yeah, these will be a little smaller. You know, you might think the action will become lighter, so to speak, but it's not quite that simple. The tops of the hammers will be lower. The hammers will have to be raised slightly. The let off will have to be raised slightly. The drop will have to be raised slightly. And so you'll end up with a higher hammer shank. The whole geometry here, at least on a small scale, starts to become extended. And at some point you just can't regulate it out. There's just not enough space left in the screws, so to speak. You start backing these out. These go all the way up. See, they're pretty high already. Some of them at least. Yeah, the hammer filing, wait for another day. This damper here is moved over because of the missing string. It really needs to be about there so it doesn't slap into its neighbor. Typically, I would take the action out, take the damper out, finagle the head in a very specific way with specific tools, and it's trial and error. I'm going to try it the Steinway way, which means you grab the head, use something like one of these to grab the wire to hold it in place, and then use the pliers to move the head around. Let's see if I can do it. All right, so. This is not the right tool for this. There we go. Get these guys in there. That was no good. It did what I wanted. It actually exacerbated the problem. Okay. It's like some weird noise in there. Let's open her up. I had to take the damper out and work on it like this. This is what Yamaha and Rick Balduson, a lot of people teach about bending the wire. In the next shot, you'll see I'm lifting the lever to make sure the wire is going into the top block correctly. With an amazing amount of finagling, I got it back in. And it looks just, it's this one here. Just like its neighbors. Excellent. I always like to get some footage of me playing the piano when I'm finished so you can see what it sounds like after watching all this work that I've done. The owner needed to leave, so my time there at the house was up. I'll have to get a video the next time I'm there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.